What's up, guys? Good morning. This is another episode of the Happy Doc. For today, I have to discuss Kobe Bryant. I mean, there's no way to go around it. It was just such a significant event for all of the world, really, and the terrible helicopter accident that unfortunately resulted in multiple deaths, including Kobe Bryant and his daughter, his 13-year-old daughter. And again, I'm recording these live, so I have a couple people on with me. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Rajesh? And so, you know, when you think about what happened, there's a few lessons we can obviously take away from a lot of this. First and foremost, for anyone in a difficult spot, in a difficult place, you know, when it comes to news like this, it can hit us really hard. So obviously, I want you to be reaching out to your friends and your support system, especially if Kobe represented something to you on a deeper level. You know, a lot of this stuff can really trigger people to think about things in a certain way. But what I'd like to do in all of this is really respect the greatness and the athlete that is Kobe Bryant. And for us to understand, you know, how we can pick apart, you know, what has happened here and how he has impacted so many lives. So I will start off by saying I am not a huge basketball fan. So the fact that Kobe Bryant has an effect on me personally is something that is spectacular. I don't go out of my way to watch basketball. You know, often it's just in social settings. And so when you understand who he is, if you looked at, you know, the video footage of him playing, if you understood his skill level, this guy was a beast. He was a ridiculous ball handler. He had the most epic dunks over people ever. He made the most ridiculous plays. Obviously a high scorer. I believe at the end of it, he was number 3 as the all-time greatest in points. He had the second highest streak of any individual in an individual game in scoring points. And so he was just a phenomenal athlete. The one thing I learned about him is his ridiculous work ethic. He got up before everyone else and he finished practices or had longer practices than everyone else. He would not leave the basketball gym until he scored a certain amount of shots. You know, there's one story I was just listening to and reading about how he woke up at around 3:34 in the morning, got to the basketball court, and would not leave that gym until he made 800 shots. And I believe it was like 11 o'clock or something when he left. So you think about that ridiculous work ethic that resulted in his skill level. So what can we learn about this? First and foremost, you know, he was 41 years old. He had so much life to live, and yet he accomplished so much. He left a legacy that impacted the world. Everyone is outpouring for this man. It shows you that if someone has talent and matches that with their work ethic long term, they can create greatness. And yet, you know, all of us, we all have our own talents, and we're obviously not going to be Kobe Bryant level for all of us, but we do have those talents. We do have those skills that if we just put our minds to it, if we offer a certain amount of time every day to accomplish a skill, we can be better. We can grow. We can achieve. It is a consistent process for someone to go from where they're at to where they're going to be. Of course, talent can be there, but it doesn't have to be. What really needs to be there is an intrinsic desire to go towards what we want and to grow in a specific field of interest. Kobe Bryant is an example of the highest level of athlete who puts that effort in and accomplishes greatness. So that's one thing to be said about what we can learn from this. Additionally, you know, 41 years old, he was in his own helicopter. He was traveling to a basketball game. I believe it was a practice or a game for his daughter. You know, he was a family man, which is obviously amazing. But the truth is with everything in life, you do not know when your last day is. You really don't. It just takes one misstep, one mistake, one situation, and you're not here anymore. And so we can be afraid of, experiencing life. That's one way to look at it. But on the other end, I think it is a place for us to embrace the limits of our physical life. We have a limit to our time on earth. And it's so important to know that. There's this idea in Stoic philosophy called memento mori. It means remember that we're going to die. We are all fragile creatures. We are all organic. And as such, there is going to be a point where we are not existing anymore. And that is so important to remember, not to be afraid, again, not to be scared, but to realize that by being limited, we need to explore our limits as much as we can for ourselves. We need to be able to go for things. We need to remove our fears now, our anxieties now, and be able to go for what it is that we want. Have the ability to live life knowing that death is already guaranteed. We don't know when that last breath is, but what we do know is what we do with our breaths currently. So I believe Kobe is an example of someone who lived his life, who is doing amazing things, who's growing his community, who is working hard, who is a family man, and he is a teacher of what a good life and building a great legacy can be like. Obviously, again, are we all going to be like this individual? Of course not. But can we exemplify the highest level of ourselves? Absolutely. So I want to thank and pray and send positive thoughts to Kobe Bryant and his family and all the members involved in the helicopter crash. It's very sad and unfortunate, but through difficulties we can all grow and we can all be better. And when it comes to the helicopters themselves, I already saw that the manufacturer of the helicopters is looking into safety issues and concerns to make that better, to make flights safer for individuals. So with each mistake we can improve, we can become better. And it's going to be really hard to swallow this for a while, but, if you're impacted again, please reach out, please get some support, and let us grow from this experience. Let us celebrate a beautiful life and beautiful lives, and let us hold our heads high as we do great things in our lives. So, much love to everyone. Hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care, guys.